We're about to start reading something, and we're in front of the city hall here in Geneva, Alabama. Here's the city hall where the police department is too. And this history on Geneva is a historical marker. This right here says Geneva, Alabama. The town of Geneva was established in the 1820s at the junction of the Choctawhatchee and Talakhatchee rivers. Henry A. Young, who established an Indian trading post here, named the settlement Geneva for his bride, who was a native of Geneva, New York. At this time, Geneva was part of Dale County. It later became part of Coffee County. Old Town Geneva was closely tied to the Choctawhatchee River, which flows southward to the Choctawhatchee Bay, that's in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, in that area. In early navigation of the river was by log barges poled up and down, or is it pulled up and down? They pulled up and down the river. Soon steamboats were being built in Geneva. That's right, soon steamboats were being built in Geneva. By 1845, one of these, the Brooklyn, was on the river, and when the Civil War started, steamboats were regularly plying the river southward. The peak of the river transportation was in the 1880s and 1890s, when thousands of bales of cotton were taken to Caryville, Florida, which that's Washington, Holmes County, something like that, and Caryville, Florida, to the railroads. The coming of the railroads to Geneva County in the early 1900s ended the era of river transportation. Continuing on the other side. Oh, so I have to go to the other side. You see, it must take quite a while to get finished with this historical one. This was established September 2010, erected by the Alabama Tourism Department in the town of Geneva, Alabama. Let me get to this. Look at all those names on those rocks, those bricks, whatever. And it keeps on going, as it says right here. As you can see. And what it actually says is, in the spring of 1865, the Lincoln flood destroyed most of the old town. The decision was made to move to higher ground. The new town was built on the south end of Commerce Street when a fire in 1888 destroyed most of those buildings. New construction began north of this site. The city of Geneva was incorporated in 1871. In December 1868, Geneva County was created from part of Coffee County, with the town of Geneva named as the county seat. A log cabin located on the new addition of the city cemetery served as the first courthouse. Later, the county offices were moved to brick building on this site. In 1899, a new courthouse was built here. It burned in 1911. It did. So it burned in 1911. A year later, a second courthouse was built and was used until it was torn down. In 1965, the Geneva City Council, now standing on this site, was built in 1968. So that's what it says. A year later, a second courthouse was built and was used until it was torn down in 1965. The Geneva City Hall, now standing on this site, was built in 1968. So there you go for the history of Geneva, Alabama. And there's the Alabama Great Seal. And you can see that here in my video at the City Hall. And that is the City Hall. This is Geneva, Alabama. Jeffrey Scott Marlowe, August 14th, 2020. Today is Friday.